Good day, everyone. Welcome to Eines Neues episode on the day of the elections in the United States. My name is Crypto Michael. I'm going to adjust that name quite soon, to be honest. But I'm here back again with a daily update on the markets. What do we see? We do see a stabilizing Bitcoin, which is for sure quite bullish. But what do we also see is a crash on the altcoins again. And if you are in these markets for some time, you know that there is a certain, there is no bottom on altcoins, and you just have to time the bottom quite well. And as you can see with Swipe, for instance, we just had a nice push up. We even touched $5 and crashed since, which would mean that we're going to see a sideways period for some time, which is the accumulation period before altcoins will wake up again. Within a year and within years, you've got certain cycles through which you should be able to navigate through it. You should be aware that when a certain asset as an altcoin goes 5x, 6x, that's the time to make your profits. You don't have to make profits fully, but at least take 50, 60, 70% out through which you can lock profits and keep that liquidity on the side, or keep it in Bitcoin, as Bitcoin is one of those assets you should be clearly holding for the long term. Altcoins are way more riskier than Bitcoin at this point, but if you do it well and if you time it well, then you are able to navigate through the markets, and that's exactly what we're going to establish with our group. People that have zero time to be a day trader, but want to make money in this market, want to navigate through markets that are quite difficult to understand. That's the whole goal of the group that we're currently building. If you want to have more info about the group, check out the website. We're updating that in the next few days as well. But what do we see? Well, I'm going through a few altcoins through which we can see what we're seeing, and the first chart that I would want to deploy is the Btc Dominance Chart, which is certainly following the plan that we have described previously. Found support at 57%, started to rally upwards, and it seemingly doesn't have any top yet. That's why it's quite hard to be using this chart as a price asset chart where you short and long. It's just a navigating chart through which you can see that there's a potential bottom in altcoins coming up, or there's none coming up. But it's quite healthy to be using this chart if you want to deploy cash in and out of altcoins. So what we see here is the Bitcoin Dominance Chart is rallying upwards, going into potential resistance zones through which we might be looking at the potential top quite soon. And what do we also see is that during this period, Bitcoin dropped, went sideways, went up, and altcoins don't give a fuck, they drop down. So that's what we've witnessed recently, and then we go towards the chart that's next as an important chart, which is Ether BTC. Rejected at the range resistance at 3.8 sats, and now it's trying to establish support at the range low, which is between 0.24 and 0.26 satoshis. And a bottoming construction is not a construction that's quite going to be like a V-shaped bottom. Sometimes it does, but quite frequently, as you can see in the previous bottoming structures, is that it takes a while, it starts to bottom out, makes a slight bounce, and then we start to make a compression and the next impulse wave starts. From that perspective, I want to see higher time frame confirmations, and one of them is the potential opportunity that we could get a bullish divergence occurring on the markets right now. So we're getting there. We're currently on the previous resistance on Ethereum. If you want to see the full analysis on Ethereum, you can check out my channel. I've made an analysis yesterday. Chainlink still trending down and probably not done trending down. Massive push upwards in the summer, heavy bullishness, lower high, lower low, lower low, lower high, lower low, and now still lower highs as well. Support level is here. We do see that there's a range establishment between 75,000 sats and 100,000 sats. What do we see is that we are testing this support for the second time, through which it could be a case that we get a slight bounce that we could be getting a slight bounce before we make another further correction. I'm definitely inclined to be looking at longs around the 62,000 Satoshi area. If we do get it, I think that if the next impulse wave starts, targets are quite easy to define during the first few months of 2021. Right now, trend is still south, through which you should be clearly waiting it out on Chainlink against BTC. Chainlink USDT, we've seen that we've got a test at $7.30, which is also the range low. We've seen this pattern occur quite often. We did see it occur in 2019, through which if it loses the area around $10, which seems quite likely if Bitcoin is going to show weakness, which we do not know yet. But if we do get a lower high here, it's going to be quite likely that it will. And then I'm going to look mainly around the $7 area for potential longs here. And then you can see that the bottoming construction takes a while. So right now it's quite risky to be deploying any money into Chainlink. But yeah, I'm going to look at it for sure, as it's one of the best projects around there. Then we've got another one, which is XRP. I do not have anything to say here about XRP. Such a heavy crash down, the RSI is an indicator that there might be a potential bounce coming in, but as you can see in previous history, we've seen it as well in April 2019, and the price even dropped down 40% more. So I clearly want to see a bounce up over and a reclaim of previous levels at 1900 before I'm going to take any longs on this one, or when I see a clear bullish divergence, including an increase in volume and confluence on the XRP USDT chart. And I've just discussed Chainlink, through which we saw that it broke south. The exact same area is deployed here on XRP. So you don't want to see the price drop below 22 to 23 cents. If it holds here, that's fine. But if it loses 23 to 22 cents, I'm going to wait it out until it gets towards 19, as that's the previous heavy support zone. If we do hold there, then we might be able to get another rally in towards 32 or maybe even 40 cents in the next cycle. So you have to be patient on this one again. Then we've got another one that I've been discussing recently and got some flame, which is Swipe. We lost the support at $1.10, through which there was a descending triangle, and you can clearly see that we're correcting even further down the road. So at this point we are at the support that I've discussed. We are at 75 cents. Are we going to hold here? I do not know for sure, as there's no clear confirmation of any bottoming construction. But if we do not hold, the next area is around 57 cents, and then I'm expecting a bottoming construction to occur. You should be aware that once this starts to bottom out and takes a sideways action, you could be accumulating this project or even any other project that is in the same vibe. For instance, DIA, for instance, any altcoin that you like. The bottoming construction takes a while, but if you do accomplish such an accumulation and you do have liquidity, the potential gains in the next cycle could be minimum 5x. But coming to a conclusion of this video is that once something goes 5 to 10x, take your goddamn profits and use that liquidity to make a better portfolio strategy, as it's all about risk management and allocations of your portfolio. If you deploy 5% of your portfolio into a project like Swipe and it goes 10x, the value of Swipe in your portfolio is way too high, and you should decrease that sizing to still have a proper balance of your portfolio. And the game is that you should be making money consistently over the years through swing trading and investing and your strategy, and you should not be focused on that one big gainer, as that's very hard to time well. And as a final one, The majority of the people will not be making profits in day trading or scalp trading due to emotions. They will make the money by investing and swing trading, and that's the one we're going to focus on. Thanks for watching. If you like my content, please subscribe. Check out the website where you can find some information. As discussed, we're going to adjust the group a little bit, so stay tuned, and I'll see you back tomorrow with a fresh new update.